Heavy Bag Boxing TV. That's my little bro.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
So a shout out to my man Heavy Bag Boxing.
My boy at Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Get at my boy Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing, all right? You heard it from me. You heard it here first.
Heavy Bags Boxing. Straight out of Norfolk, baby. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Princeton 412 in the building. Shout out to my guy Trio, Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get your bitch ass in here and hit this bag.
Just go ahead and subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV because he be lit on his channel, no cap.
You are now watching Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Hit the bag.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get in here and hit the bag, baby.
You are tuned in to Heavy Bag Boxing. Get your and hit this bag, dude.
You tuning in to Heavy Bag TV. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, yo. Get your dumb ass in here and hit this bag.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing. It's the one and only Blair the Flair. Woo!
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Zach, Super Judas, out here in the world. I'm giving a big shout out to my home team, Heavy Bag TV. You heard? Keep it live.
This is Showtime Sean Porter. You are watching Heavy Bag Boxing.
Thank you for watching my dad on Heavy Bag TV.
You too. Yeah, Sirski. Yeah, light them up. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? You too, Big T.O. Heavy Bad TV. Man, get your big goofy ass in here. You, and I mean you, if you watch it right now, get your goofy ass in here and hit the bag. All right, man, I got a good show for you. Shout out to my co-host, RC. Hopefully he'll be joining us a little bit later. He's out supporting. He had to travel back home to support his son. I think he's getting scouted for basketball. So big shout out to RC and his son, man. Young fella out here doing this thing for a show, heading off to college. Good show though, man. And shout out all of the new subscribers from the last show. I appreciate that love for the show. All right, man, let's jump right into it. Yes, sir. Hot topic. All right, man. It looked like the Moses Atama Jermaine Franklin fight has been postponed, and it'll be taking place on a later date, March the 28th. All right, so it looked like Moses Atama suffered a training injury, and that prompted Queensberry to take the fight, of course, from the 24th till March. But what does that mean? Also means that the whole card, including the ring's number 10 rated light heavyweight Willie Hutchinson versus Ezra Taylor, Liam Davis, and Zach Miller, are all off on 2 weeks' notice. Damn, boy, I know they wanted that payday to come a little sooner. All right, the ring's number 7 rated heavyweight contender was to begin the year with a career best assignment versus the Bully. All right, Jermaine Franklin, we've seen him versus the likes of Dillian White. Wade came up short, and of course, Anthony Joshua. But nonetheless, another tough test or a tough task, in my opinion, for Moses Atama. And listen, I thought the Dillian White fight was going to tell us a lot. Even though it was a layoff and he hadn't looked great over his last few fights for Dillian White, I didn't expect Moses Atama to take out the garbage in the fashion and the manner that he did, but he did so. Only 21 years old, future completely promising, and we want to see more of Moses Atama. Hell, listen, people even been talking about seeing Atama versus somebody like a Usyk, and I know that sounds crazy, but when you think about some of the greats, you think about the Alis of the world who won their first title at 22 years old. I'm just saying. Shout out to the chat. What's happening, y'all? Who we got out here? Is that my girl? Coco? Coco? What's up? DJ in the building. What up?
What's up?
Oh, DJ, what you say, TJ? You're on probation after the job performance yesterday. U.S. boxing fan only. Hey, well, listen, I'm gonna keep it real and transparent, man. You know, I ain't been paying Opatai no mind. He got more work to do before he gets to the likes of the heavy man. I'm just saying. And your boy Rob, he was shitting all over them folk, man. That was a bad look. So Moses Atama, if he was looking forward to that one on the 28th, that's no longer in play. We're gonna have to wait all the way, of course, until March 28th. Sorry, January 24th, but we gotta wait till March 28th. Also, Mario Barrios, he wants to prove that he belongs in the welterweight division. Is Mario Barrios? I don't mean to laugh, man, and I ain't shitting on Barrios, but he says he wants to prove that the welterweight division is his. Now, if you don't know, they've announced the fight February the 21st. Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios. Ryan Garcia said, hey, I'm going to be a world champion on the 21st. And what better opponent to do it against than a Mario Barrios, which I don't believe none of us hold high up on that totem pole, especially at 47, when you do have a few guys lurking around. And you know, for me in the division, it's a toss-up when you bring up the name Mario Barrios versus the weakest 47 division I feel like I've seen in a long time. When you thinking about the champions with Rolly Romero and Lewis Crockett and fucking Devin Haney, and I'm not shitting on anybody, but there's nobody that really truly stands out where you say, hey, I can more than likely dominate this division, other than maybe a Devin Haney, because he just has that kind of style where it's going to be difficult for anybody to get in there and do something with him. Shout out Monica King Boxing in the chat. What up, man? What's up? What's good? Jab Queen, what's going on, girl? What up, what up? But he had this to say, quote, becoming the WBC welterweight champion was more than a moment. It was a promise to my family, my city, and everyone who believed in the grind when no one was watching. San Antonio built me, and every sacrifice I've made comes with me into that ring. This is my division, my time, and I'm ready to show the world why the WBC title stays right here. End quote from Mario Barrios. Now, listen, shout out to myself. Yeah, I'm always giving myself some credit because I remember being the only one on a couple of panels picking Rolly Romero to beat Ryan Garcia. I've continuously said I don't see anything special about the Ryan Garcia skill set outside of the fact he's got a little pop and he's got some quick hands, but fundamentally sound, I just never thought so. I think he has some grit, but I don't see a special talent there. And I can also see him lose to somebody like a Mario Barrios. And the only reason why he's getting another shot right now, back-to-back title shots, is because of the star power, bro, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? There's no other excuse why he would even be in this position. But is it a winnable fight for Ryan Garcia? Yeah, it's a winnable fight. It's fucking Mario Barrios, man. But I think he gives him a tough task. And again, don't be surprised if Mario Barrios wins. And more than likely, Mario Barrios probably comes into this fight the underdog for the show. Shout out my guy DJ in the chat. He said Moses doesn't need Usyk yet. Frank got a full stable of heavyweights for Moses to improve his craft for sure. But you know how it is, DJ. When you look too good or so good, and people can't believe what they seeing, and you're beating these guys in the fashion and in the manner that he's doing, you're gonna want to see him, hurry up and fight the best, man. You want to push him through. But hopefully he takes his time with him. Listen, he's 21 years old, all the time in the world to prove himself. All right, what else we got in hot topics? Oh, hey, I thought this was a good mention real quick. U.S. Postal Service, they have announced that they will honor, speaking of Muhammad Ali, the legendary Muhammad Ali with 2 forever stamps. All right, the official first day of the issuance ceremony will take place January 15th in Ali's hometown of Kentucky. So that's super dope. If you know the rich history of the United States, having those type of forever stamps, and this one with his name and face on it, huge deal, big deal, goes down in history. And you know, who deserves it more than a Muhammad Ali, who was definitely the people's champ, but more than that, an activist for his people in this country, man. So super dope for Muhammad Ali. All right, lastly on hot topics, shout out to Dalton Smith. Again, I'm not a fan of the hit and hold and clinch and slow dance and hold you 10, 15 times around. I know a lot of people don't like that I complain about it. But again, when I break it down, some people may get it when you're talking about skill set versus skill set. Because Matias is a pressure fighter, that's his specialty. If the ref allows you to clinch excessively, and if you don't believe Dalton Smith was clinching excessively, you're a fucking liar. You're a liar. But it's a part of a game plan. And if the referee allows you to carry out that game plan, what else can you do? But can you beat Subriel Matias without tying him up 10, 15 times around, right? I believe if you deducted that point early on in that fight, maybe the third round, you probably get a different fight. Not to take anything away from Dalton Smith, because he had a game plan and that shit worked, and I thought it was extremely smart. I'm not mad at him at all. If you can work that game plan, do it. We've seen other fighters do it in the past. We're going to continuously see fighters do it in the future, especially when you're in there with a puncher or somebody who's got that type of pressure. If you ask me, Matias has elite pressure, and you know, it's going to take a nigga to hold you, not to burst that pipe. But shout out to Dalton Smith. He joins the likes of some Sheffield, England finest, along with Kell Brook, Prince Nassim Hamad, Kid Galliard, Johnny Nelson, Paul Jones, Clinton Woods, and now you can add to the list Dalton Smith. That's what's up. Big shout out to your boy Dalton Smith for sure. Yes, sir. Sheffield, England got some world champions. Real quick, I hollered at my buddy. Hopefully he'll be joining us soon. Brian Norman Sr. Hopefully we can get him on the show while I'm here. If he's not busy, I'm not sure if he's busy or not, but I sent them the link and invited him to come on the show. He's graced us a few times before, so hopefully he'll join us so we can talk about the main topic. All right. So, breaking news. It appears that Brian Norman Jr. is splitting with Brian Norman Sr., the father trainer. And there was a lot of controversy, to say the least, about oh shit, hold on. It was a lot of controversy about some of the instructions in the Devin Haney fight, right? A lot of people could hear, and we could hear that corner in some of those instructions, and it just wasn't befitting of the situation that Brian Norman Jr. was in the ring. And some of the instructions led to his destruction in many people's minds and many people's opinion. And listen, I think Brian Norman Sr. has just done a tremendous job with his son. I love their dynamic. I love their relationship. if you ever watch them behind the scenes, from them traveling around the world together, you know, just having that complete father-son dynamic. You can tell he loves his father. You can tell Norman Senior loves his son. And being a former pro fighter, there's so much that he's been able to instill in Brian Norman Jr. And I hate to see it come to an end, but sometimes, you know, and listen, he was able to get him to a world title. That in itself says a ton about the respect for the sport, the knowledge of the sport that Senior has. You can't take nothing from him. You have to give him a ton of credit for creating and molding a world champion in his very own bloodline in Norman Jr. But sometimes once you get to that next level and you have to sort of evolve as a fighter because of the different world-class level opponents that you may face, it could be a great idea to bring in more coaches, right? And sometimes it's even a better idea to take a step back. So I'm sure that they had a hell of a discussion, and I'm sure it probably pained Norman Sr. to have to maybe take a step back. And listen, I want to confirm this. This is just something that's being reported from several sources now, the main one being the Ring. But I haven't talked to Senior personally or directly, and that's why I invited him on the show today to do so. But if this is, in fact, the truth, I know it pained him, you know, especially when it's your direct bloodline, when it's your son, to have to take that step back. Now, for most fathers, that just means, hey, I'm just going to let another trainer come in and do his thing, maybe do the pads and give him the instructions in the corner. I'll still be there with my 2 cents. But again, sometimes it's needed, right? And I can't be mad at that. But I definitely want to know what that dynamic's going to be like moving forward, and who they're going to bring in, right? Especially with the style of Brian Norman. And when you think about the Devin Haney fight, outside of the clinching, I would love to know what they feel like his weaknesses are. He's definitely got to figure out a way to work out of clinches. And to me, I thought Devin hand speed was just apparent, right? Especially when he was getting the jab off a little bit more in the fight. It just seemed a little bit snappier, seemed a little bit quicker. And Junior was just kind of relying heavily on that left hook, right? When you know something is another fighter's kryptonite, of course you want to apply that in the fight. I think he just had a hard time setting it up, right? So definitely some areas to work on. And then listen, styles make fights as well. Hopefully they'll be announcing another fight really, really soon. I'm excited to see Brian Norman Jr. back in the ring, shaking it off. And listen, one loss don't mean nothing. Hopefully you guys ain't throwing them away, right? All right, Money King Boxing in the chat. He says, what's great? Heavy Bag Boxing TV, all good, man. Chilling, my brother. DJ in the chat said, 140 still proving to be the toughest division to defend the title. It's musical chairs of champions. That's for damn sure. And I feel like Dalton Smith ain't going to have it long, but we'll see, because I think he showed us a lot. But again, Subriel Matias is one of those fighters I've continuously said he's a come forward, flat-footed fighter, you know what I mean? And any boxer that gets in there with Matias has a shot, right? Nothing special about the skill set that I saw from Dalton Smith. And I'm not shitting on Dalton Smith. I'm just saying it wasn't anything special. I just thought, you know, he used his angles very well, especially early on in the fight. He had a very, very quick jab. And if somebody's going to stand there and let you unload on him, guess what you do? You unload on him. And he was able to do that. And I thought that broke Matias down a little bit round by round, and by the fifth, he chiseled away. Shout out Coco in the chat. She said, we need to get Senior on this show, Heavy. I do. I want him on the show. I promise you. I reached out to him. Let me see if he actually seen my shit. No, he didn't. He could be busy, but hopefully he does. All right, so I'm going to open it up early today just in case you got anything on your mind. I'm probably going to do a quick show tonight. Got a few other things I really, really need to do, but I definitely want to hang out with you guys for a while. And I'm going to put the link in the chat. You guys can come and hang out if you got time. Also, I'm going to throw the number up, too, if you want to call in and give us your thoughts on the situation. And that number is, oh, shit. Yeah. 757-349-6242. Holla at your boy. Make sure I got this thing hooked up. Yeah. All right, there we go. Again, that number's 349 or 757-349-6242. But yeah, man, I hate that forcing, man. And it's always hard to let something go, especially if it's something that you had a big hand in creating in the WBO, the former WBO world champion, Brian Norman Jr., man. So I can only imagine that's tough. He might not even be doing no interviews right now because the news is out and this thing, but I'm pretty sure this is something that's already transpired maybe a couple of days or maybe a week or so ago. You know, I mean, this could have been happening. The news just now getting out for us. Hold up. No. Okay. Oh, that's Joe. Hey, man, hey, check out the live, Joe. I see you. Yo. All right, here we go. All right, state your name, gangster. Hold on, say that again. Hold on, I got you coming out. Give me 2 seconds. All right, can you say something again now? Almost had you. Say something. I can't hear you, bro. Audio ain't coming through. Let me see. You on your regular jack? There you go. You want to come through. You want to break through. Hold on. Let me see something. Damn. I can't get the audio to come through, fam. I don't know what the problem is. Hey, do me a favor. Hang up and call right back. Yeah, hang up and call right back. Let's see if we can. All right. Yo. Hold on. It might be on my end. All right, go ahead. Say something now. I can hear you split second, bro. I don't know why this shit ain't coming through, man. Do me a favor, man. Just hit the link and come on up here. Yeah, hit the link in the chat, bro. Come on up here. Got my girl Jab Queen in the building too. What up, Jab Queen?
What's going on?
What's going on, baby?
What's up? What's going on with it?
I
No,
can't
I just
call it.
heard
I
you.
can't call it.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's the
Okay.
phone call.
Okay.
You tried to call in on the phone line.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually just finished watching that Najee interview, which is so crazy. Um, it's a little disheartening to hear, but I understand it. You know what I mean? If he feels like he needs to make changes and adjustments. And sometimes when you're with a person that long, even if that person is your father, sometimes you can kind of just be like, maybe he don't know what he's talking about, or I'm gonna do it this way because it's your father. You know what I'm saying? And y'all spend so much time together.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I mean, Bill and Devin, they partner with a few different trainers sometimes as well throughout some of their fights. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, as long as he can make the adjustments and improvements that he's looking to make, and their father-son dynamic relationship is still intact, I don't think anything's wrong with that. Um, he stated that, they're fine, their relationship is fine. That's the most important part to me, their father-son relationship, as long
That's
as
it.
that's
That's it.
yeah, because like you said, I love their dynamic too. I'm a big fan of the Normans. I mean, that whole build up was so entertaining to me because I was like, Bill met his match with this one because Brian can talk just as much
Yeah.
as Bill can. So the Sons ain't even have to say nothing. They could focus on the training or whatever it is that they we needed to focus on. I mean, obviously the fight
Yeah.
didn't go Brian's way, but he can dust himself off. One thing I will say is that I love to hear is that he's looking for that rematch, because often sometimes guys they lose a fight and they just move on, but he looking for his get back. So that tells me he has the warrior spirit. And he identified whatever it is that he was weak in, whatever areas he felt he needs to improve in. So we're gonna see him back again and he'll be champion again.
I truly believe that. And I'm glad you mentioned that, especially the dynamic, because more than anything, that's what I was when I got the news. That's what I was more worried about. You know what I'm saying? And that type of transition, especially for a father, me being a father, I know that was a little bit of a sting. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I'm sure he's gonna be there to support him in any kind of way that he can. And as far as him getting him back in blood, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And I think that's a big part that's missing in boxing too, trying to go back and get that guy that, because when you see a lot of these losses on some of these guys' record, it's not twice or they didn't split. They didn't go back after the guys that beat them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
they just
because I would rather
the loss and moved on.
Exactly. Because I would love to hear right now Haney talk more about Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean?
I would
know
love
Ryan
to
got
hear
to
that
do some
too.
work.
I don't understand what that's all about. They shot that whole commercial. They aired it during their fights with other people on that ring card that they had in the middle of the street. And
Yep.
then the fight just never manifested. So that is definitely a fight that I am interested in seeing, especially after Ryan's content of the lie detector test. That whole drama is still a cloud over both of their heads, in my opinion.
Facts.
Whatever the Octarine situation is, but they need to prove to each other either one of them is right or one of them is wrong. Either you beat me because you was doped up, or I could whoop you no matter what. I need to know for sure. And they should want to know more than me, but I feel like I want to know more than them. I feel
Damn
like
right.
I
That's what
want
I'm
to know the
saying.
truth more than them.
If I'm Haney, I'm continuously calling Ryan all kind of chumps and cheaters every interview, every chance I get.
Yeah, I definitely would.
To get that rematch.
Would. He needs that.
I saw you behind stage, Martin King. Come back, man. I got you.
He
Go ahead,
cleared his
Jacqueline.
he cleared his record, so I'm assuming that's good enough for him, but that wouldn't be good enough for me. Look at Margarito. You know what I'm saying? When I find out somebody whooped me, I'm coming. I'm coming. And you cheated? Oh, I'm coming. Distorted my face? Oh, I'm coming. Ain't nothing you could do. Every time you see me, you're gonna need security. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if I feel
Damn
wrong.
right.
Every time I see you, I don't care what event, I don't care where we at. It's gonna be a misunderstanding anywhere I see you. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, but
And
I
that's exactly
definitely
what Cotto did, man. He got it back in blood.
Yup. Oh, you cheated me, man. I'm gonna wear you out. You know what I'm saying?
For
So
sure.
I just don't see that kind of energy coming from the Haneys. You know what I'm saying? And they can continue with the doping out, whatever that took place, but put his ass on strict drug testing and get back in the damn ring and prove that the only reason he beat you is because of that. Because right
For
now we
sure.
really don't know. Because y'all fought 6 times in the amateurs, y'all was split 3-3, so it's not out of the realm of imagination that he could beat you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. And for Haney, the perception is, nigga, you lost. So,
Yeah, I don't
you
care
know what
that
I
08
mean?
on your record. I remember April 20th, 2024. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We was smoking on that
Unfortunately
Henny
for
Pack.
him, yeah, that's unfortunately for him, that's what a lot of fans are going to remember. All right, let me bring in my man Martin King as well. What up, Martin King?
What's up, buddy? How you been? Long time no see. Heavy Back Boxing TV.
I appreciate the love, man. It's been a minute. Hope you've been doing well, my brethren.
Oh yeah, living life to the fullest. How you doing today, Jab Queen?
I'm good. How you doing, baby?
Alrighty. Always watch your show too. Y'all just got back
Oh,
with
thank
Heavy
you.
Back Boxing TV. Sorry about that, Heavy Back
Word.
Boxing TV. I had a long hiatus, man. I lost my channel.
Oh,
So.
me too, bro. Me too.
Oh my goodness.
Me too. Yeah, we been gone at the same time, bro. I think I've been gone about 3 months for real.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
So
computer illiterate sometimes. If you don't have a phone number, you can't basically get your channel like back on verification code. So I'm still trying to figure it out. The other channel.
Okay.
But yeah, I see y'all
Word.
talking about the Brian Norman Sr. thing. Brian Norman Jr. Getting rid of his dad, man.
Yeah.
I think it was his last straw the other day. He was on True Media Today podcast, and I really feel like the man is just trying to. He was like tearing down the fans, and like you said, like I think his son was like probably at the point where he was like, you know what, man, I got to get rid of somebody. I got to get somebody else because I'm pretty sure they got a great relationship. But like I grew up with people like that who have dads, and then it come to the point where they kind of like just have to separate from their dad because they got all of the grown men they can get out of them or all the things they can learn from out of them. So he just at a point where he just want to be his own man, I think. But at the same token, he want to get better as an athlete. He's a good boxer. I like Brian Norman Jr. As a boxer.
Absolutely.
And
like you said, to your point, sometimes you just outgrow the situation, and I'm sure that was a big part of this decision. And also, again, once you reach a certain level, man, you evolve. You want to get better. You want to evolve. You're facing the best fighters in the world, and sometimes you need just a little bit more than what it took to get you here. You can agree with that, Jael?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, definitely. When you listen, when you up the level, you got to up the level in every way possible. You know what I'm saying? What works, on level A may not work on level B. It's the same thing in video games. The next level going to be harder than the other one, but if you constantly evolving, you're constantly upping your game, then you should be good. He has the mentality. You know what I'm saying? He just has to fine tune a few things, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just, I don't want him down on himself, and he didn't seem like he was. You know what I'm saying? He seems like he's very self-aware, which is going to take him far too.
yeah, you know what,
Yeah, for
Jack Queen,
sure.
that's an excellent point she made because I grew up on on video games like the Masters. I never got back to the Masters though. Once I got there, like I went all the way to the Masters, but I never got back there again. So it's gonna be an uphill battle because there's some elite boxers out there, and Devin Haney is definitely one of them. So I hope he
For
can
sure.
get the right person. Like he got to get the right person. That's the whole thing.
I'm excited to see who they actually bring in. And real quick, while I got you guys, let me ask you: was it when you did go back and you found, and I don't know if you saw it the night of the fight or you went back and saw it on social media, the instructions Brian Norman Sr. was given in the corner, how'd you feel about that?
Yeah,
I watched the fight live. Oh, go ahead, Mara.
well, you know what? I didn't really notice what he was saying in the corner. I was just watching everything Devin and him was doing, when they would tie up, when Devin would kind of he would hold Devin when Devin was trying to keep his distance. I was just watching the fight really. I didn't really try to pay attention to what was going on in the corner. I just like the scrap mainly when I watch a fight, and how they try to protect themselves, or what they do to try to offset what the dirty shit is, because it was kind of dirty. A lot of people don't look at it as a dirty fight, but I kind of looked at it as a dirty fight a little bit, But Devin just had all of the right stuff to to neutralize what he was doing. I felt.
Yeah. Well, what happened was he was given some instructions, and they just happened to catch some of it on audio. And many people would probably agree that the instructions kind of again led to the destruction of Devin Haney, because he was kind of telling them, "Listen, he ain't got nothing for you. He can't punch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go in there and do what you do." And it was the complete opposite of what he instructed. So that struck a chord with a lot of fans, saying, hey, he's giving them the wrong instructions in this fight right now. He's got to be able to, as a trainer, see something else and be able to adjust a little bit better. And I think most people would agree that there just wasn't a ton of adjustments from Brian Norman Jr. in that fight. He was basically relying on that left hook, which of course was supposed to be the kryptonite for Devin Haney. But when that wasn't getting home, right? When that wasn't working, you got to start making adjustments. And I think that was where most fans was looking and saying, okay, Senior, you got to take the wheel here, give him some different kind of instructions and get him adjusted.
No doubt, yeah.
Yeah.
Like now that you say that, I was kind of thinking how when Brian Norman Sr. was in the corner, like when you think about trainers, you think of like how a trainer tell him like keep your guard up and watch for what he's about to throw. Like, yeah, I didn't hear none of that from Senior. Like it was like, he didn't tell him like, watch out for this or what, because Bomac good at that. He'll tell you how to watch out for this because he think that that's what's gonna hurt you or whatever. But yeah, I didn't hear none of that from Brian Norman Sr. Yep.
Yeah. Real quick, DJ in the chat, you say, question for Jab Queen. Would you expect Ryan to want to fight Devin again after the lawsuit?
Well, he actually was on Brian Custer, and he actually said he would rematch Devin, but Bill said he didn't want it. He quote unquote called Ryan a crackhead. But Ryan has always said that he was open to the rematch. He said that on his spaces, like maybe last month or something. He's always said that he was open to the rematch. But he wanted to use a different system outside of VADA because of the whole Victor Conte thing, because of that whole nonsense. He wanted to use a different testing system. But yeah, I mean, Ryan, to me, he wanted to clear his name. I mean, now with 2 losses on his record, he might want to get back in there with Rosie again. That list getting pretty long. But I mean, like I said earlier, I would, because I want to prove to you that I can whoop you. I don't know what happened. He claims the Octarine wasn't in his system. I wasn't there. I don't know. But I would like to know for sure. I would like a clean Ryan, a clean Devin, and I would like to know the end results. So I don't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm going to whoop his ass just because he sued me.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I want to piggyback off what you said. I want to see it again because I felt like I've kind of made myself look like an idiot because I set all my friends down. I want to see if I was just being a bitter fan because Devin lost, or basically that that I know what I was talking about, like Devin being a better boxer. So I just want to even fight. I love to see that fight again.
Yeah, I think that's the consensus, man. We all want to see that one again, and both of them got something to prove. That's a fight where both fighters truly have something to prove. You know what I'm saying? A ton of controversy, and like I say, it's just if I'm Devin Haney, man, I'm gonna keep that topic hot when it comes to my career and that rematch.
That's the thing,
with
though. He doesn't
Ryan
even
Garcia.
seem to mention it. He doesn't even mention it. Even when they put out that list, Ryan was like all the way at the bottom. Ryan would have been number 1, number 2, or number 3 to me. You know what I'm saying? As long as he tested clean, I would be right back in that ring. To me, that whole time that he was suspended, if you pay attention, Devin sat out roughly around the same time. Their first fight should have been each other. There shouldn't have been an opportunity for Ryan to collect another loss. And now some people use that as an excuse, like, oh, why would he fight Ryan off of a loss? Well, I guess the same reason he fought him off a loss the first time he fought him. He was fighting him off the tank loss.
Well, Jab Queen, you got to think about it like this. Like, that fight is already kind of like rooted. Like, I mean, if Ryan keeps winning, I mean, I could see this basically being marinated just a little bit, only because, Devin Haney's doing what he's doing, and hopefully Ryan can stay afloat. But that would be way more big. Bill Haney's probably thinking of the chess part of it. Like, he could probably make a lot of money off that fight if it don't happen right away. Plus, Devin got a lot of options. He's the money man in the sense as far as Big Turk go, I would think.
Not necessarily, because if you pay attention, they stuck this was Devin's second undercard. You know what I'm saying? He was on the undercard of the
Yeah.
man who cheated him. And then he was just on the undercard of David Benavidez in yards. So not necessarily. I
But
mean,
that
they
was a good
probably could
card,
still
though.
make
You
a
didn't
case
think that was a
for
good
him.
card? That was an excellent
Oh,
card,
I
though.
didn't think about the
Yeah,
card. I
it's a
thought
good
the
card.
card was absolutely
She just
amazing. It should
mentioned
have
that
been
he
in
wasn't the
America.
headliner.
Yeah, it should have been in America, and he wasn't the headliner, so that's his second undercard. So I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily sure that's true. As far as marketability, it's still Ryan hands down. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Just
at least he got a
because of his
knockdown. At least
star
he got
power.
a knockdown. Big Turk probably liked that. Him getting a knockdown, at least. You know what I mean? Because you know how you
Well,
say,
Turkey likes rock'em sock'em robot shit, so
yeah,
we can't really go by what Turkey likes. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
to your
yeah.
point, he probably did. He probably did like that aspect of the fight,
he
but that
might
was the
get a
most
pay per
exciting
view.
part of that
He
fight.
might be the headline.
Nah, that's not gonna happen. I can't see that.
Who might be the headliner?
I think you're talking
Martin?
about Devin.
Oh yeah. Nah, there's no way if you got Benavidez on the card, there's no way you can put Devin as the headliner. Cause you and I say this constantly, you know what you're gonna get from David Benavidez. You just never know what you're gonna get from Devin Haney. And more than likely, you know, you might get some Tom and Jerry shit. Just like and don't cause I know people think I'm a hater. Let me play it.
Oh man, hey.
I like that.
No, you think I'm hating. But all that clinching and shit, don't nobody want to see that shit. So you can't put that, you know, you can't follow a David Benavidez fight with that particular, even though it was a good fight for Devin Haney, but you only had 2 rounds of some decent action, in my opinion. And that's when he hurt him, and maybe the round after when he tried to finish him. Other than that, it was bullshit.
That's because in my opinion, you know, Brian, as he said himself, he probably wasn't expecting Devin to have the power to hurt him. So to me, after that, it was kind of like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? He kind of didn't know how to react after that. I feel like after round like maybe 5 or 6, he started to maybe catch his rhythm, just not quick enough, and he was already mentally down. You know what I'm saying? Because it just doesn't seem like he recovered from that knockdown. I don't mean like physically, like I don't know where I'm at. I mean mentally. It just didn't appear that way. You know what I'm saying? That he
You're absolutely right. And Devin just kind of coasted, right? He was just happy.
He has no killer instinct, in my opinion. He has no killer instinct, in my opinion.
Yeah, because you put him down, you hurt him. I don't think he tried to put him down or hurt him no more in the fight once he cleared the cobwebs. Like once Brian Norman Jr. cleared the cobwebs, Devin never tried to hurt him again. But yeah, Gab, I appreciate you hanging out. One more thing while I got you, if you don't mind, because I'm about to wrap it up and get up out of here. Oscar De La Hoya, it looked like it could be a rift in the camp, right? Because Oscar told us, I don't know if you've seen this, where he was giving them a deadline yesterday as far as taking the 60-40 split with Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis. But your boy from the boxing scene came out and had this to say.
He said, and then he said, yesterday it was promoter Oscar De La Hoya saying that he was moving on from talks to stage a big fight, between his unbeaten 154-pound WBC interim champion, Virgil Ortiz Jr., versus Jaron Boots Ennis, the former unified welterweight champion that fights for promoter Eddie Hearn. De La Hoya had said, look, we've got a 60-40 split on the table for Hearn. I'm giving you a day to respond. By yesterday afternoon, I was talking to Oscar, and he said, that's it. It's over. We're moving on. We're going to find another fight for Virgil. It could be Errol Spence. It could be Sebastian Fundora, the WBC champion, but we're done with Ennis. Today, I was talking to Ortiz manager Rick Marigian, and basically Marigian has told me that, look, we want the fight. I am empowered to negotiate the fight. Please call me, anyone from the Ennis side, and we'll be happy to discuss this terms. We know that the broadcaster, the streamer, the Zone wants this fight. You know, it represents it broadcast fights for both of these guys. So it wants this to occur. And we know that Marigian is saying, like, me and my fighter are here. We're ready to talk. Please reach out to us. So look, very interesting right now. There's the divide in the camp. I think you've got the Zone wanting this fight that I think a lot of us as fight fans would like to see as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this moves forward. Check out all our coverage. I've got a story with all of Merigian's comments right now at boxingscene.com.
I don't know if I can curse
Yeah.
on here or not, but bleep Rick Meridian. Okay, that's number one. Bleep Oscar De La Hoya. Okay, I'm so disappointed, Oscar. And I talked about this on my live Thursday. I'm so disappointed, Oscar. Oscar as a fighter, he was that ninja. You know what I'm saying? He didn't seem to duck a lot of smoke. I thought that a lot of his fights, some of them anyway, he got robbed. You know what I'm saying? So I know he doesn't like the appearance of him ducking a fight, but they are completely painting Virgil as a duck. I haven't heard a peep out of Virgil ever since he walked off of that stage after telling Boots he wanted that fight, and then backstage saying he wanted to fight EJ. And now all of a sudden, Oscar's demanding 60-40 from a man who's never been a champion, never pushed his mandatories to fight champions, and or none of that. I don't know where they are getting this. They are making this up, and in the smoke and mirrors game, I'm sorry, but I am fed up with it. I am sick to death of the smoke and mirrors. Even when Oscar stood on that damn stage after the fight, I told them not to come. They would be scared of what Virgil could do. What the hell are you talking about? This man took a flight from Philadelphia on a layover to come to Texas to watch this fight. What makes you think he's scared? Then Virgil calls him in the damn ring and says he wants to fight and look like he's chewing on damn rocks. I don't know if y'all saw his face. I was like, is he gone? Why is his mouth moving like that? Looking scared to damn death. But no, absolutely not. I'm not buying what Oscar De La Hoya is selling. To me, they have no leg to stand on or to ask for 60%. There's absolutely nothing that Virgil has done outside of fight, what, more washed champions than maybe Boots? But look at what Boots has to go through. Some of these men in the damn ring, he had to come out of his own purse to get Stanionis just to get him to fight him. Now it looked like he got to chase Oscar down the damn street looking for them in the dark with a flashlight. This is absurd. This is the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever heard in my life.
They just some greedy people. They greedy.
No, it's not greed. It's strategic financial ducking. That is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you really wanted this fight, you call it 50-50 and get it the fuck on. But it's interesting to hear.
We didn't hear all of this with Lubin. We didn't hear any of this with anybody. They tried to do the same shit with Xander. Do y'all remember a couple of months ago they was trying to big dog Xander? How you big dogging Xander and he got a damn belt? You ain't never been nobody's champion. You are always the bridesmaid, never the bride, Virgil. Always somebody's interim champion.
And I've yet to see any proof of him ever selling out. Shout out my guy RC. He got me tickets to the Boy Chuck and Virgil fight, which I thought Virgil lost. But that Michelob Ultra Arena, Mandalay Bay, I was in there in the flesh, Turkey out of Sheet, Eddie Hearn, everybody. And it was half a house down. You know what I mean? It may be a little bit more than half a house. So where's the star power? When I was at the Canelo, Crawford fight, 70,000 people, it was Mexicans everywhere. Them motherfuckers was crawling out of the vents.
Look at the Pitbull fight.
You feel
me?
Look
at the Pitbull versus Roach fight. Look at the Barrio versus so yeah, there's no drawing power there outside of Texas. You know what I'm saying? Let's be realistic. There's no drawing power there. You've never been a champion. You are a decent boxer. I will not take that from Virgil. Virgil looked like he could fight his ass off, but I want to see if you could really fight your ass off against another nigga that can really fight his ass off. That's what it's supposed to be about. Not running around here on the street Madonna shit talking about what have you done? What the hell? I've been a champion. Have you?
It's gonna look like Boots. It's gonna look like Boots versus Oscar Valdez. It's gonna look like.
Let me tell y'all something. I have said this several times on my live, and I will say it now. Golden Boy is down bad. Y'all have to think about them as a totality. Look at all the losses they took last year. Kid Austin playing hopscotch with the fights. I'll fight you. No, I won't. I'm sick all night. I'm over here. I'm in the witness protection program. I got bed bugs. This, that. He done pulled out 2 fights in 2025. Ryan Garcia been losing since 2023. He lost the Tank. He beat Devin, but then it got overturned. Then he just lost to goddamn Rolly. Virgil is the only star that they have left. So they are trying to protect him at all costs. But this is not making his company look good. This is not making him look good as a businessman. If y'all sat down for 6 hours, this is what Eddie said, and y'all came to some sort of agreement and some sort of terms, and you get your monkey ass in front of the camera, and now all of a sudden you boasting and you acting like Virgil is the man.
Get him. That's the way I feel. The same
I
sentiment.
let it out. Let it out, sis. I feel
God,
you,
Queen, I
man.
feel
No,
the exact
I'm
same way
sorry.
you
I'm
saying.
sorry.
You
I'm
ain't saying
sorry.
nothing
It's
wrong.
okay. It's
Shit, I
okay.
feel better by you saying it.
I think Oscar wants to leverage the upside. I said this before. We know that this is a big fight between Boots and Virgil, and Oscar is betting money on money he ain't seen and numbers he ain't seen. He's trying to leverage the upside, right, of Virgil versus Boots because they have been asking for it and they pressuring them and they breathing down their neck. And so he's trying to just pressure them right back into taking a bad deal at the end of the day, in my opinion. But it just sounds like, and I know you say the hell with Meridian, but it sounds like the riff in the camp is because Virgil actually does want to have this fight. Do you guys believe that this is just an Oscar ploy and Virgil really wants this fight, or is they in cahoots together and he just giving misinformation to fuck the public up?
You know what, Heavy Bag? I would say this, right? I would go along with that if I didn't see Virgil Ortiz 3 minutes after that fight stand backstage and do an interview and say he wants to fight Earl Spence Jr. I would agree with that. If I didn't see him sit down, who was that with Jamel Herring, that podcast over there, and tell them he can fight whoever he wants to fight. He doesn't have to fight Jerron Boots Ennis if he don't want to. I would believe that if I didn't see Rick Meridian ask with his 4-page letters on Instagram talking about some they don't have to do nothing they don't want to do. Ain't nobody gonna force them to do nothing, this, that, and the third. I would believe that if all of those things had not transpired. What I believe now is that Virgil is feeling the pressure, possibly, so maybe he'll do it. Rick Meridian is trying to cash himself out and Virgil for this fight. That's the only thing I can think of why you'd want 60-40 and then 5% to the winner. So now we had 105. I can add what's going on.
But you know what though?
I know.
But you know what though?
You're right. That number messed me up. I didn't even say it publicly, but that messed me up. I didn't understand that 5%.
I heard. Yeah, me neither.
Go ahead, Martin.
But you know what though? Like I had the idea of wanting to summon up Earl Spence yesterday though, because he put that text message out the other day. But he is, if they are in cahoots, him and Al, they basically might make Earl fight Virgil in a sense but where they gonna fight, I don't know. On Dazzin, because I don't think Dazzin gonna have him much longer. But that seemed like a fight that Oscar could pitch to Dazzin in a sense, and make Virgil fight Earl, or make Earl fight him in a sense in Dallas Stadium, and that's what Oscar pitches to them. You know what I mean?
We got some great news from my guy RC, who's a Vegas insider, man. He works all of the fights in Vegas. Shout out my guy DJ. 913 in the chat, man. What up? According to RC, a Vegas insider, that is the issue. And I believe the reason why 3 minutes after the fight, Jab Queen, that Virgil Ortiz mentioned Earl Spence. According to my insider, they've already been talking about their fight, and they almost got a deal done where Virgil Ortiz will receive a guaranteed $10 million. So we're gonna keep an eye on that story, see how that evolves. Real quick, DJ in the chat, he said, "Have you consider this?" Go ahead, Jab. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No, I was just gonna get some clarity. So we're saying that he's getting ready to fight EJ.
Yeah, that's what the
So
word
you
around
mean
the
to
water
tell me
cooler.
a nigga, you getting ready to fight a nigga 3 years off the couch? You getting ready to fight a nigga 3 years off the couch? Is that the better option that Oscar was talking about? These people cannot be serious.
Well, Oscar's looking at it from business. That's a big fight with Earl. Earl's got a huge following. It'll be in Cowboy Stadium.
And
it's a bag. And a guaranteed $10 million.
See, this is the problem with boxing
today.
We're getting away from the best fighting the best, and we're all about the money, which I ain't mad at it because obviously business is gonna keep the lights on. But come on, you got to throw the fans a bone every once in a while, man.
If he beats Earl, then he gonna want more money, and they gonna never fight him or Jerron if he beats Earl. You know what I mean? But Earl's
that's why I don't understand
you know
why
what the
anybody could
crazy
ever
is?
be mad at Turkey Al-Sheikh. You could never be mad at Turk, man. It's just hard to be, because outside of Turkey, you're just not going to get a lot of the matchups that you would just want to see, right? Or deserving matchups, I should say, at least.
Well, I'm about to say, because even some of the fights that he put on, nobody asked for. Like, nobody asked for Canelo versus Crawford. That was like a fight that no one asked for, right? So he puts on fights, but a lot of them are fights that no one asked for.
Crawford asked for it. Crawford
Yeah,
won.
after
Yeah,
years of
yeah.
saying that he never wanted to do it. But I'm talking about the fans. I'm talking about the public. Those are not fights that people want to see. Those aren't even fights we would think of because they were nowhere near the same weight class. If you want to give the fans a fight
You know
they want
what
to
though,
see,
Jab
get
Queen? You know
Canelo
what
get
though,
his
Jab
ass
Queen?
with David Benavidez.
You know
That's
what
a
though,
fight the
Jab
fans
Queen?
want
I
to
Once
see.
think that was
Crawford put
more
it
of a
out there, once Crawford put
fantasy.
it out
That was
there.
more of a fantasy fight
Yeah.
that once it was on topic, once it was on the radar, I thought people was cool with it, right? Like when you
Yeah.
heard, hey, Crawford might fight Canelo, it's hard to believe you and say, all right, well, shit, let's just see how good Crawford is.
I
I'm
had
not
to warm up
like that
to it
was one of those
myself.
fights that got announced I wasn't mad at,
Yeah, I wasn't mad
Yeah,
at
but
it.
but
right?
see, Heavy Bag, that's the difference, right? Not being mad at a fight. And this is what I tried to tell somebody the other day. There's a difference between a fight that the fans want to see and a fight that we'll watch because it's made. A fight that we want to see is David Benavidez versus Canelo. A fight that we'll watch because it's been made is Canelo versus Crawford.
Well, of course. You know, it
Yeah,
is what it is.
agreed.
Boxing is a very fickle sport. Very fickle sometimes. You know, you
Yeah,
gotta love it
that
though.
is
Facts.
Like I
so
like it, the
true.
Francis Ngannou versus Fury fight. I love that fight because
Yeah,
Ngannou
that was
actually
good.
showed up, and that was Big
That,
Turk.
that was
Yeah.
definitely a decent fight. That was definitely a decent fight. Not saying he didn't give us, like I said, that Night of Champions, that shit was fire. But it should have
Yeah,
been in
Yeah.
America. So the fans
Yeah.
could have attended. You know what I'm saying?
Big
Yeah.
Turk is the boxing enthusiast. I love
But
that
see, that's
man.
what I'm saying. The promoters in America would never work that closely together to pull something off like
Yeah,
that. Again, that's
yeah,
why I say you can't be mad at Turk. Even if he give you a few fights that you didn't ask for, but you don't mind seeing on it, it's cool. And for
Yeah,
me, most of these matchups are just even this like this January 31st card, all the way top bottom. You got to be a
ooh,
hardcore for
that
the rest
card
of it. But I love
fire.
it. I think it's fire.
That card is
Real
fire.
quick in the chat, DJ say, "Heavy, consider this: Oscar about to lose his cash cow and Ryan. His next up is Virgil. He won't want to risk Virgil." Great point, DJ. You're absolutely right. If I can keep him away from
yeah.
Jerron Boots Ennis, put him in there with somebody who's got knocked out in their last fight, and that was 3 years ago, coming off a 3-year layoff, why not and get a big bag? That's business.
I don't think people understand just how good Jerron Ennis is. Like, you remember the Villa versus Speedy Rashidi fight? Rashidi boxed the hell out
I
of that
remember
dude the
that
whole
fight, boy.
fight.
That nigga Villa pulled that shit
Woo!
out. Even though I thought Rashidi edged it out, but
Yeah.
you couldn't be mad at Villa.
But you see how
For
good he
sure.
boxes. But Virgil can't handle Jerron. Like, Jerron is like a real boxer, like a real pure boxer that can punch. Like, and he gonna eat some punches, but he gonna definitely dish it out more than he take it. So I think Virgil will be in trouble. He'll get knocked out, I think. I really do. I think he might get knocked
For
out.
sure.
And I
Oh
think,
man.
I think
Like,
Oscar might know that. Just pay attention to this, right? And I want y'all to just think about something, right? Because you asked me a question, Heavy Bag, or somebody, I think that was in the chat, like, do we think that Virgil really wants this fight? If Virgil really wants this fight, and this is the one thing that I will always give Ryan Garcia. When Ryan Garcia wanted that tank fight, Oscar did not want that fight, but Ryan took his ass to court to make that fight because you are my promoter. You work for me. So if Virgil really wants that fight, then that is the route that he should take to show us that he really wants that fight.
For sure. For sure. You
I
know,
can dig it.
different strokes for different folks. He might not be built like that to stand up to Oscar in a sense, you know, or his
That's what
family.
I'm
We
saying.
welcome my man Nine to the show. What up, Nine?
Man, long time no see, homie. How you been, bro?
Yeah. Boy, I can't call it. You see a nigga back like I never left.
Bad boy, but I'll have to do a few wellness checks on your ass for a little bit, bro.
I appreciate it. I'm here,
Man.
still kicking and breathing and terrorizing shit.
you terrorizing stuff on one side of the country, man, and I am on my side of the country. But I've been on your
For
side
sure.
though for a little bit though. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But as far as the Virgil and Boo stuff, and I think we spoke about this. I know, like we spoke about this probably privately or online. I know, but
Yeah.
after the Crawford Spence fight, do you remember me telling y'all boxing is looking for the next fight that they gonna hold up?
Yep. Yeah. You've always been a believer that
at this point, bro, I've been on YouTube for a long time, bro. I seen
It gets old, right? It gets old, right?
Yeah, bro. You know, and I've seen you around too, Modern King too. We done probably
I'm
been
a
on a
wolf,
couple
yo.
of panels and chopped a few heads off. And
oh, no doubt, no doubt. You know that.
Because I know the name, because I remember the name, because I agree with most of the shit you say.
Yeah, I just
But
don't. I see your handle. Yeah, I kind of see your handle. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You familiar? Yeah.
But see, bro, this is the thing. I can remember the Mayweather Pacquiao shit. Hell, bro, it was channels that based their whole shit on the Mayweather Pacquiao debate. After the fight, you didn't even
Facts.
see those guys. I seen the
Same
Spence
with Crawford
Crawford
and
shit.
Spence. Yeah.
I seen the Spence Crawford shit. It was channels based on debating Spence and Crawford. And after the fight happened, they pretty much nothing going on, slow motion. I just think that that's how boxing this that old guard where De La Hoya and all them guys came up under the Al Haymans, where they deprive you of a fight. I think both promoters is probably fucking up the fight, and then they'll give it to you, letting the fight marinate. This is part of the marination process. So don't read too much into that, in my humble opinion, y'all, because we won't get this fight, man. As much as we'll complain about it, make videos about it, they gonna hold this motherfucker up. And they gonna hold it up until them dudes is damn near 60, 70 years old. Then it'll be a debate after the fight.
Oh man, I might
Yeah,
be
but
dead
see
by
that
then.
If he would,
I think that
yeah, go ahead, sis.
Go
no,
ahead,
I was gonna
Jab.
say I think that's one of the problems, right? Like letting fights marinate to the point where the shit is spoiled. Right, like
Yeah,
so. Even with the Mayweather and the Pacquiao fight, that shit marinated too damn long. We watched it because it was like, oh, that was a fight we always wanted to see, but it lost its luster. You know what I'm
yeah,
The
saying?
it
And I
fight
got
don't
was
want this
salty. You
crazy.
fight to
marinate
marinate.
something so long, it's salty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the fight
I don't
wasn't
want
good
this
either.
fight to marinate so long until maybe one of them loses, or the fight is just so far out of reach for one of them. This is a fight that we've been craving since 147. Now, these two men are now in different weight classes. Like, what the hell is the problem? What other fight? Okay, so you're gonna get a nigga off the couch, fine, big money fight, that's cool, right? But if we're being honest, to keep boxing alive, you have to revitalize the sport, the fans. You have to give them something to still be interested in. I mean, stop sprinkling little shit in my mouth. Feed me.
And hey, I hear you,
Yeah,
sis. I
word,
hear you
Paul. But yeah,
knocking, and that's the same thing. That's the hill that I'm probably gonna die on. That's my soapbox is right next to your soapbox, sis. But unfortunately, the power structure in boxing, they not gonna allow no shit like this. If you really look at it and
No.
read the room, these motherfuckers, man, they let guys get one name. Like, it's motherfuckers still out there like talking shit about Tank, but Tank beat Pedraza though. Nigga, everybody done beat Pedraza by now. But you know what I'm saying? They
those
give a
niggas.
motherfucker one name and he live off of that one name and then they cash him out.
See,
That's what they do.
That's
DJ, this is
pathetic.
why I love you, DJ. This is why I love you. This is something that I
I was
wasn't
just
paying
about to
attention to and I
say.
was unaware of.
Hmm.
He said, "Don't forget Boots only on contract with Eddie for one more fight." So
And that
that
is
can
why
help
Eddie's desperate to
paint the
make this
picture
fight
and
happen.
understand why Eddie is pushing so hard
Yep, he's
for this
desperate.
this particular fight.
Yeah,
I'm not
and,
the hugest
and
fan of Eddie Hearns.
in a few
Eddie,
months after this fight, that'll be the counter argument. Well, it's not Ortiz's fault, it's Boots' fault because Eddie, see, that shit's gonna go back and forth for a little bit. That's how they
yeah.
do it. Like, this is the marination process. And us as
Now this is
consumers,
two
we gotta
promoters swinging
recognize
their
it.
penis,
Huh?
swinging it because they don't like each other anyway. So this makes it even extra difficult because don't
Yeah.
forget that Eddie and
Facts.
Oscar really don't like each other. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
So
hope Eddie
you know,
wins though, because Oscar just seems like he's gonna and you know what, it's still a chance that they might still fight. You got to think about it. Like Earl didn't seem like he was too interested in the fight. So like you said, one more contract, one more. I'm still hoping we could get the fight because I can't wait around. I might die or something shit before I wait for this fight.
Well, I'm so tired of these
I
cats
think
mentioning
was that
Earl's name, bro.
wasn't Earl isn't didn't Earl just say these cats wouldn't have uttered my name before I took my loss, which is
Yeah,
100%
Yeah,
true. Now they thinking he
he just put.
cool,
I
then
think he
who
put that out
knows?
yesterday.
We don't know what he looks
Yeah.
like 3 years off the couch. You know what I'm saying?
it's at its peak. That's for sure.
Man, I got
I
an
want to
idea
spring
of
to
what
the
that
sky.
nigga look like, and I hope that I ain't gonna lie. And let's just say this real quick. Let me ask y'all while I got you. If that happens, right? Let's just say RC's right. This fight happens. It's Earl versus Virgil next. How does that go? And is anybody on this panel picking Earl Spence to come off a 3-year layoff and a knockout and beat somebody like a Virgil Ortiz? I'm gonna start with you, Nine.
Fuck no.
Oh man.
Man, to be honest, bro, to keep it a
Oh man.
band with you, man, listen, y'all done seen me online sparingly, bro, because I'm bored with boxing. And this is the shit that I'm bored with boxing about. I'm not fucked up about Earl Spence fighting. Earl Spence come back, beat a motherfucking Fandora. Beat one of the top tier guys, bro, and then we can throw your name back in the hat. But until then, bro, nah, man, this man is off the couch. This is a cash out. And you know what's crazy about the PBC fighters right now? They throwing out all these imaginary ass fights, bro, just so they can stay relevant and be talked about. I thought they was talking about Earl fighting the twin, Charlo.
Yeah.
They done talked about Earl. Earl jumped in the ring, nigga, with Fundora. Only thing they doing is throwing a nuts like shit on the wall to see what sticks, bro. This is not really this shit. I don't know, bro. I don't care really. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't pay money for that shit.
I ain't gonna lie. I think that could very well be a strong possibility that that fight happens. Modern King, if that fight happens, what happens?
DJ just took all my interest in wanting to pick a winner now away from it because everything he said was so real. Like just throwing shit at the wall, all that other crazy shit. But at the same token, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna bet on the black. Only reason I'm betting on the black, and it's kind of weird how I'm betting on the black is because I just feel like he could do something like upset the apple cart, and it could also make Bud's legendary status even better if Earl came back and beat an elite boxer right after that loss, just to kind of raise them both up. So I'm a bet on Earl. I would bet on Earl winning. Real talk.
Wow. Jab Queen?
I'm gonna go with Virgil. He's more active. We haven't seen EJ in about 3 years. He's coming off of a brutal loss, plus the car accidents prior to that. I really wish he didn't take such a long layoff. And the reason that those fights were teased and never made isn't because of PBC, it's because Earl was never ready to come back. That's why I have a hard time, believing that he's ready to come back now. You know what I'm saying? And I know he's Mr. No Tune-Ups, but to be realistic, if he wants to stand a chance, he needs a tune-up or two. You know what I'm saying? Just to get back in the rhythm and see how he can take a damn punch now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not by any means saying that he's not going to be a live dog. It's just that dog, I don't know how live he's going to be.
Earl was a big puncher, though.
Yeah, there might be a dead dog showing up, and I'm with you.
I wouldn't say all that, but
ain't no way in hell. Well, I'm saying it. Hey, maybe I'm hating.
Oh man, hey.
Yeah. Call me a hater, call me what you want, but 3 years off, you got knocked out, all the excuses in the world. You gonna live and you gonna die by this no tune-up moniker, nigga. You need a tune-up. I don't care what you say.
I agree.
Sparring and all of that shit is nothing like a real fight. You gonna come back and get knocked out. Bottom line, for a bag.
So
I think Earl wants one more bag.
So sad. Nah, I don't think he built like that, yo. I don't think he built like that. Even though I didn't think he was built like this to take such a long layoff. Like, I mean, okay, I get it. You lost the fight. You did take a beating. But come back, bro. Don't let the last remaining memory of you be that. You know what I'm saying? I got a little bit more respect for him. I think he got a little more dog in him than that. You know what I'm saying? Than for that to be just his last memory, But it's been 3 years, so who knows?
Earl could have been in the lab those 3 years.
Make a believer out of me.
Yeah, that would make me a hell of a believer.
And now I rock with Spence, man. We rock with Spence. I think everybody on this panel probably rock with
Spence, bro.
They might think we hate him. I
think I'm the one guy that never rocked with Spence. I never seen nothing special with Buddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think it was the whole Texas thing that bothered me. It was the whole Texas thing that bothered me, like how they just assumed, that he was going to beat Crawford and how they, put him down.
Well, no, I can understand why they thought that because Crawford really, up until the Earl Spence, his resume wasn't all that. His resume still ain't all that. But Bud has
his resume is perfect, if you ask me.
His resume is trash.
No, what's that?
That shit in the carpet.
Bud had a dope ass resume.
Who resume?
Fire.
Yeah, he
all
had
those
a fire
guys came
resume.
back.
He just had guys.
Did y'all say Errol Spence resume trash?
I was saying it ain't perfect. No, he got a good resume.
Well, she say Bud. Damn. Boy,
they
don't
both
get no
got
credit.
Great resumes. Let's just say that. That's what I would say.
I don't agree with that.
All right, let me bring my man DJ in here. DJ, what up, boy?
First of all, Heavy, I want an apology for that rubbish I heard yesterday about Jai Opatai, right? Second of all, I'm glad
I was trying to protect Jai Opatai.
No, you weren't. You knew absolutely nothing about the man. Right, Rob just embarrassed you. You should feel embarrassed, by the way. Nine,
Why?
I'm
Because I
glad
don't know
you.
an Australian boxer. Who really cares about Australian boxers?
They got good boxers in Australia.
Oh man! Hey! 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 Hey!
Let me let some of that out.
Yeah. Now,
Go ahead,
nine,
DJ. My bad.
nine for you. I'm glad you left YouTube the same way you've come back. An absolute hater. Now, he's.
Oh, fuck you. I'll talk to you when this shit ends, bro. I'll call you when
You
this shit
are
ends.
a hater.
Listen, here's my landscape for everyone. This is just my opinion. I'm not yet allowing myself to get suckered into the whole Boots and Virgil thing. Because if I cast my mind back in recent memory, right? Errol, not Boots, but Errol took a loss to Bud at 47, right? Bud goes to 54 and beats Madrimov for the WBA, right? Then makes a mandatory for unification against Fondora. Enter, all of a sudden, Errol Spence into the number one mandatory position for the WBO. Mr. Heyman, whatever you might want to think of him, says, oh, no, sorry, bud, we're in negotiations with Errol, right, before you come along. So here's some money, you just stay over there, right? Errol has since been connected and still is connected to Fondora, Mel, Virgil. I've heard his name come up against someone else as well. So to Nine's point, they're using Errol's name as a distraction. Look over here, watch me wave with my left hand while I take my right hand and steal your purse, right?
I'll steal it.
And well, look, history just tells you the games they play, right?
Yeah,
Now,
that's true.
the other part about Boots is that I'm actually expecting an easier fight to be made for Boots to get potentially 2 titles. And I sort of allude to that in the text. We're about to see 354 titles be fought for in 2 weeks' time. You've got Bakram Murtazaliev fighting Josh Kelly for the IBF, and then you've got Zander
Xander Abbas, Abbas
and
at the end of the month.
Baru for 2 belts. Now, it's going to be much easier for Eddie and Boots to make a financial deal with Zander or Baru for 2 belts, right, than it will be for Eddie to make a fight with Virgil for no belts, essentially.
Well,
So,
hold on, DJ, because if you remember, they tried to make a fight with Xander. Virgil act like he didn't want it, like he don't never want to be prom queen. He just want to
no,
be the side chick or something.
yeah. Look, I'm not talking about Virgil. What I'm doing is probably just looking, giving you my lens on what Eddie and Boots might be up to, right?
Okay.
Because if Eddie doesn't get Boots a big fight, right, in his last remaining contract, I'm saying Boots walks.
Hope he get one.
Right.
Hope he get a big fight.
Well, he's got it. This is the last opportunity Eddie's got. So if it's not Virgil, it has to be for a title shot. Now, if Boots has got titles and belts at 54, then that changes to the next conversation that Oscar needs to think about with Virgil. Because then next time they sit down at the table, Virgil's trying to fight Boots for 2 belts that he wasn't tomorrow, right? And it is going to be 60-40 the wrong way because Boots will be the A side.
Leverage.
So, look, these guys aren't necessarily honest, but they're not stupid, these promoters.
DJ, I wanna offer a little pushback to that, right? I would say, or one could say that Virgil is not interested in belts, or he could have pushed for his mandatory position against Fondora. He could have taken the opportunity to fight Xander when he had it. I don't think he's interested in belts.
I tend to agree because until nobody is genuinely interested until they submit their paperwork to be the mandatory challenger, right? I've not read or heard anywhere where Virgil's put the paperwork in to challenge for a title shot. We also know that Robert and Virgil have spoken about the Bakram situation with Virgil's health. The 10-pound rehydration clause to fight Bakram doesn't suit him, right? Now, I reckon if anyone wants to fight Buckram, they fight him under the IBF rules because you don't need Buckram coming in an extra 20 or 25 pounds on fight night. That's a bad idea for anyone, the way he
But even if
hits.
it's for a belt, I thought there's no rehydration clause when it's for a belt.
No, the IBF is. The IBF's got a 10-pound
Yeah, it's 10
rehydration
pounds
clause.
for the IBF.
Cool.
Well, hold on, because I thought when Haney was trying to fight Crocker, it was for the IBF belt, but I was told there was no rehydration clause when it's for a belt or when a unification.
Yeah, because they'll fight under the WBO, whatever.
Yeah,
Devin Haney's.
WBO.
Yeah, so they'll use the WBO rules, not the IBF rules for that unification.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, for unification, if it's just straight up, it's the IBF mandatory rehydration clause.
But hold on, so how do they get to choose? How do they get to choose which belt they fight under? Like for unification, how do
Negotiation.
they...
Just all in negotiation.
Oh, okay.
Look, I would imagine, think about if you're fighting Devin and you know the size of his frame, right? Devin can easily come in at 147. I'd imagine he could easily come in at 160 on fight night, right? And carry that weight, no problem. So
65.
Yeah, so you think about it from Crocker's point of view, is he's going, well, if I'm going to fight someone that big, well, I don't want a rehydration clause either. I want to go to bed eating pasta and everything else to get as big as I can on fight night.
Exactly.
And then we go down to this path, and Nine will agree with me that the sooner they get back to same-day weigh-ins, the less of
Talk
this
about
bullshit
it.
will
I
happen.
said that forever.
Amen.
I said that forever, DJ. I said that forever. Let's see how many of these boys is really like that if they got to fight in the weight class they belong in.
Well,
Hey,
you
can
know,
I
long
ask
as
you
you
guys a
can box,
changed it,
well,
man.
long as you can box, long as you make initial weight, like I don't see the problem. Like long as you can box, it's about hit and not get hit and protect yourself.
We
and
will
all
go
that
back and forth with
good
that
shit.
forever because I am a firm believer if your ass blow up 20 pounds at the weight, because, okay, you can drain yourself for however long, and then that same day you coming in 20, 30 pounds heavier than me. Like, how is that fair?
Hey,
I
can
think
I ask you guys a question though? Hypothetically speaking, man, same day weigh in, if you had to have a list of champions that was gonna fall off, who would you say? Man, if you had your top 3 that was gonna fall off.
Devin,
Devin, yeah.
I love this question. We gonna recycle this question 100 times.
I'm a big Devin Haney fan, so I gotta, I love Devin. Like I just don't think he
You say 3 though. You say 3 this time. Three champions that you feel what now?
3 champions that you think will fall off immediately that they couldn't make the weight.
If they had to fight in a real weight class?
Same day weigh in.
Oh, that's a good question. I'm trying to think now.
Definitely Haney.
Definitely Haney.
What?
So I
you
think
gotta
the
be
consensus
rocking out
is
to not fall off. So I would go Haney, Garcia. But
Garcia never made the weight anyway, and he ain't a
damn.
damn champion. Garcia ain't a champion, and he never made the weight. He made weight since 2021.
Damn, you know what? Damn. God
Yeah,
damn, sis. Damn, you right.
Who else?
Well, Boost maybe. Boost probably kind of, if he didn't, he kind of dehydrates.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
He dehydrates real low, but then he kind of look like he can get real big too. So I would say him.
Might be Opataya, man. Big motherfucker.
Man.
Big motherfucker. He carries big ass to heavyweight.
What you think? Is Agate? No, is a Jet? He just became a champion, right? Agate. He look a little big to me, but heavyweights are different, aren't they? Like you can't really they don't really care what weight you come in.
Yeah, heavyweights, man. That's everybody's.
What about that boy
Adamas?
What about that boy Adamas? He look pretty pudgy. Like he make his weight, but then he look like
Carlos Adamas.
Yeah, he look like he get pretty.
He kind of short though. He kind of shorter.
Yeah,
than
he
a lot
kind
of
of
them niggas out
stocky.
there.
He kind of stocky.
Yeah.
Look like his balls kind of fits under that same thing too, though. Like he.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll go here. Maybe it's controversial. Bam Bam.
Oh yeah,
Bam
Bam look like he can kind of
Yeah.
Same day Wayne would probably hurt him. Yeah.
I don't know that it
Let me
would
bring in
because
my
he's
guy,
so
man. There you
small
go,
anyway.
RC.
He got a big head though. He looks like he kind of like blow up.
He's got a big
He's
head.
got a big
Yeah.
head. What the heck got to do with anything?
Damn,
Listen,
I done gave nigga
jug head.
remind
Look
me
like
not
he
to
gotta
play
get
the
the body
judges
down
with your
low.
ass,
His head
nigga.
like
Pit,
he's
Nothing to do with nothing.
jug head.
Pitbull Cruz has got the biggest head in the history of boxing.
Oh my God, a TV sitting on top of his shoulders. A
If
damn
if
TV.
if you can't hit that head of Pitbull Cruz, you can't hit anything.
Yep, that's true.
I don't know though, man. Hakeem Rahman had a noggin.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Man, I
That nigga,
seen Rockman at the shout
Riddick
out my
Bowe.
man Rob at
Pumpkinhead.
the Boxing Hall of Fame. He do got a man. That dude got a water head, bro.
Yeah,
man,
Riddick Bowe.
one of my
Rockman
guys
head is
fought
huge.
Hakeem Rahman.
I know from
knocked him
talking
out
about
in the
same
first
day
round.
weight size of people had. That do not count,
I
bro.
don't know. I
I
done
mean,
fell right
it weighs
into
a
it,
lot.
too.
Yeah, quick. It weighs a lot. Big old head right
Hold
there.
up, y'all. Hold up.
Small body.
Let me bring my guy RC in. What up, Rob?
What's up? You can hear me? I'm on Bluetooth.
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah,
I
we
can
can
hear
hear
you
you,
good.
brother.
Yep.
What's good, man? What's good? I'm in rainy,
Hey,
cold
Carla.
Louisiana.
What's up, bro?
Shout out to your son, man. Everything went well.
Everything went beautiful, man. Beautiful night. Beautiful night. 17 points and got the win over this Peabody High School out here in Louisiana.
Nice.
So yeah.
That's
So
what's
go
up.
ahead, Neff.
I was telling them earlier,
That's
man,
what's
your
up.
son was getting recruited, man. So super
Yeah.
dope, man. And congratulations to you, brother.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all, man. Hey, man. Like I said, I'm kind of missing the news. I've been up traveling since like 4 o'clock this morning from Vegas to Louisiana. Then I had to drive from New Orleans to out here, which is 3 hours in Alexandria. But look, hey, man. Shout out to Brian Norman Jr., bro, and everything he trying to do, man. Shout out and everybody else on the chat. I don't see nobody because I'm driving. But shout out to everybody, man. I'll definitely be back in the building next week. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Hey,
Yeah.
look,
Shout
while
out
we
to
got you,
Brian Norman
RC,
Jr.
could you reiterate something for me? While we got
Yes,
you,
sir.
the Virgil Ortiz and Earl Spence news.
Yeah, that is actually that fight has been signed, bro. That fight was signed before what's his name? What's that the guy he just knocked out in the first round with PBC and Pro Box?
Erickson Lubin.
Erickson Lubin. Yeah.
Yo.
See, what messed everything up? Earl was actually supposed to get in the ring, bro. But Boo showed up.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
So
this
Earl
bro,
back
this
down
this
when
been in the works. This been in the works for Dallas, bro. That's why it's been coming out the mouth of Virgil and it's been coming out the mouth of Oscar. And like I said, man, Boost popped up and he won 60-40 for Boost. And you know that's not reasonable. They ain't gonna happen. He kind of pricing himself out on purpose. So it's kind of a foregone conclusion right now, bro. That's gonna be a big fight coming this summer to Cowboy Stadium in Dallas. They're expecting at least anywhere between 30 to 45,000 for that. They're gonna scale the arena for 50 though. They're gonna scale the arena for 50 because you know Earl did 38,000 with Ugas. And you know Virgil way bigger than Ugas.
Way bigger, yeah.
Way bigger. And real quick, for those of you who don't know, my guy, this is my co-host RC, a Vegas insider, even though he don't like to be called that. But he works pretty much every single fight in Vegas. So a lot of things comes across his desk. Also, real quick, shout out to my guy, D Fleming, the worm in the chat. What's up, my brethren? Big kid.
And look, let me add this before I concentrate on this role because we got a little drizzle. This for everybody that I gotta put this out there. I'm gonna reiterate it when I get on camera and get back in studio when I get back to Vegas. But look, I don't go online. I don't make phone calls. Y'all know what my source is? My source is my work schedule. When they tell me take off because this versus this is happening on this date, that's my source. Just to let the world know. It ain't nothing like, oh, I'm so cool with PBC. I'm so cool with Top Rank. I'm cool with Turkey. Turkey is paying me. See, I get paid off my
Talk that shit,
information.
nigga.
I
Talk
hear you,
that
brother.
shit,
Turkey
nigga.
pays me May 2nd. That's why I don't have to fact check May 2nd because I'm already secured. I'm already secured February 21st. And guess what? Guess who's paying me that day? Turkey is the zone. So it ain't no source with Rob with the he an insider, he must know somebody. Bruh, that's like me asking you, say, bruh, your job gonna be open tomorrow? Yeah, it's open. I gotta go to work for 6 in the morning. It's confirmed when Rob said, bro. That's all.
Yeah.
I've been living in Vegas since 2014. I've been working fights since 2016. Every one of them. Top Rank, Golden Boy, PBC. You have it, bro.
They all
And
are
to add to that, Humpty ain't even a boxing fan
I
like
appreciate you, Rob.
that. That's the
just
fucked
in
up
case
thing.
nobody understands what he meant about the 21st and the May 2nd. The 21st is the Ryan Garcia Barrios fight. May 2nd is the Benavidez Zerto fight. Those fights have been confirmed, even though they haven't been announced. The Zerto recently, of course, the Ryan Garcia got announced either today or yesterday, but they haven't even announced the May 2nd fight yet.
Bars.
And I put out another one. Actually, I've been saying this was last week. Tio can vouch for this. Guess what else is on my schedule that I'm compensated for and paid for? April Usyk versus Deontay Wilder in Vegas.
Okay.
I sure matter.
I'm just getting. I get the if I'm part of when they say we got to put the preliminaries together. I'm part of that because they got to cut me a check.
Right. Cut my man's a check.
Yeah, man. Hey,
this nigga the reason why I'm in Vegas all the time. Catching these comp fights.
So you know for a fact. So I can understand that. Dazin is still in the mix. Then as far as so Oscar might be still in the mix with Dazin for this one more fight with Ortiz versus unnamed such a person, right? Because don't nobody know what Ortiz is fighting again. Don't nobody know what Earl's fighting again.
You talking about the zone?
Well, yeah, because Oscar still does deal with the zone presently. So him and Pete
they with the zone and Eddie Hearn with the zone.
So Pete might be trying
I
to
thought I read today that they're not renewing the contract.
Well, for this one last fight, because Oscar and PBC are still with the zone temporarily, I would think. You know what I mean? Like
PBC not with the zone, brother.
PBC is with Prime. PBC
they with Prime Amazon.
Yeah,
they with Amazon.
Oh, PBC is? Oh, so
yes.
So they might not have
they've been with Prime about a year now.
Oscar do might have one more trick in the bag. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, look, I see the confusion there because Owl or Pimp is fighters across the Turkey Al Sheikh or DAZN for a couple of fights. That's why Benavidez is across there. He's got 2 more fights with Turkey. So his fights will be on DAZN, but then he goes back to PBC and I'm assuming Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Good shit. Yep. All right, man. Listen, I would love to hang out with y'all more, man, but I promise you, I got to get the hell up out of here. I want to take the time to thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me up.
All right, now, nice meeting y'all, man.
Absolutely.
See you all later.
Time, man.
Hey, Deej, call me after this.
Matter of fact,
bro.
you got Instagram, Jab Queen?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you on IG. I got something I want to ask you. 9RC
T.O. Allen Sheik at it again.
T.O. Allen Sheik. Oh, hell no.
Rob, I appreciate you. While I got you, Rob, thank you, man. Real quick in the chat, we got our money. Appreciate the $2, my guy. Yeah, Sirski, appreciate that support. RC, take us home, man.
Hey, man, shout out to everybody coming all the way from Louisiana, man. Look, Y'all keep tuning in. Y'all keep staying subscribed. Not only for the big news, but also coming up the big interviews. Interviews coming next week because we got Andy Cruz in Las Vegas next week going for his first title against Merle Tyler.
That's what's up.
Let's
That's what's
go.
up.
Yeah.
All right, that's my guy. I see Jab Queen. Everybody, man, I appreciate that love, Jab. I'm gonna holler at you too. Now I'm gonna call
All
you,
right.
man. That's it for your boy, man. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Big T.O. Heavy Bag TV, the boxing.
Heavy Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV. That's my little bro.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
So a shout out to my man Heavy Bag Boxing.
My boy at Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Get at my boy Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing, all right? You heard it from me. You heard it here first.
Heavy Bags Boxing. Straight out of Norfolk, baby. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Strength 412 in the building. Shout out to my guy Trio Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get your bitch ass in here and hit this bag.
I just go ahead and subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV because he be lit on his channel, no cap.
You are now watching Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Hit the bag.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get in here and hit the bag, baby.
You are tuned in to Heavy Bag Boxing. Get your and hit this bag, dude.
You tuning in to Heavy Bag TV. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, yo. Get your dumb ass in here and hit this bag.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing. It's the one and only Blair the Flair. Woo!
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Zach, Super Judas, out champion of the world. I'm giving a big shout out to my home team, Heavy Bag TV. You heard? Keep it live.
This is Showtime Sean Porter, and you are watching Heavy Bag Boxing.
Thank you for watching my dad on Heavy Bag TV.